Homelessness, a monumental issue within the world we live in today. Where I am now, almost 33 people sleep rough at night. My name is Adam Mendoza, and I'm here today to take you on a journey with me, exploring the homeless culture surrounding the busy streets of Nottingham. I am motivated to explore this issue since I helped out in a soup kitchen myself last year in Israel, where I prepared and distributed meals for the vast amount of homeless families living there. The amount we needed to prepare is the reason why I'm here today. It is astonishing to see how many people are living in poverty. I want to investigate people's opinions about the negative stigma associated with homeless people. Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much, and have a good week. Bye. So I've just been on the phone to two charities that work with the homeless people, Emmanuel House and the Friary. We just called them up just to ask them if we were able to interview them and interview some homeless people. However, they turned us down due to it being such a sensitive topic within the community. So we've sort of looked around the internet and Facebook and managed to get a contingency plan with the soup runners at NTU. Okay, so today we are in Nottingham city centre and we're about to go to the Orange Tree to find NTU soup runners in there, and we're going to ask them a few questions about what they do and how they operate. So let's go. Why did you choose to become a member?
I chose to become a member of Soup Runners because I felt that I had a lot of spare time at uni, and I wanted to do something useful with it. And I thought joining society would be a really good way to meet new people and do something helpful.
What do you do as part of the society?
I am on committee as treasurer, so that means that I'm in charge of all of the money that goes in and out of our accounts, and I decide how much we have to spend each week on buying food for the soup run, and I also make sure that I liaise with other members of committee and let them know when we need to raise more money if we're falling low on funds, and I keep in touch with the SU, so I submit payment requests and they reimburse us our money.
What's the fundraiser tonight going towards?
So the fundraiser tonight is a pub quiz, and the money raised will be going towards the funds of our society. Obviously, we've just bought a new rucksack and a flask and some other bits and pieces that we use for the run. So we need to sort of get back on track with our money and make sure that we can afford, I think it's about 6 more runs until the end of term.
And do you see homelessness today as a big issue?
Yeah, I think it is a really big issue. Particularly in Nottingham, I think as of 2 years ago there were 33 rough sleepers, but there are a lot more people that actually utilise the soup run just as a way of making sure that they have somewhere to go for food, because having somewhere to go and get food is money saved that people can spend on something else, and just to have the company there as well, I think is really important.
Ready for tonight? Yes, perfect.
So what made you set up the society?
What made me set up was when I went to volunteer in terms of homeless people, the university signposted students to other organisations. I felt like that took the student spirit away from it, and I was just a bit surprised that there was no body within the university that did homeless themselves. So yeah, I set it up.
How long have you been doing this for?
We set up about this time last year, about earlier, so we've probably been going for about 14 months now, yeah. So it's quite good. Yeah.
What happens this evening?
So I haven't seen it. So what's going to happen is people are going to arrive here in about 10 minutes, and then we're going to do food prep, which is going to last about half an hour, and then...
So food prep is making 4 different flavour sandwiches, getting the fruit out, crisps out, boiling water ready for kind of like teas, coffees, hot chocolates, Horlicks, mocha sometimes if they want one. I think that's it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
and then we walk down, so it's about half an hour walk down, and then we hand it out for about half an hour, and then some people just stand around and chat to the service users, and then pack up, and then yeah.
Are there any people that you've met that have stuck out to you?
Personally, yeah, there was a guy who was ex-services, and he just spent all of his time in the library, like reading, and he'd come and he'd tell you about books to read, and he was really into like nature and stuff like this, and his knowledge was just insane.
I think there are quite a few regular people that kind of come, and it's nice to catch up with them on a weekly basis. And when they don't come, you're kind of like, what's happened and why aren't they here this week? But for me, the people that stand out, I don't think we would never ask if they're definitely homeless people. Obviously they're coming, they were on our feet, so we're happy to give it to them. But there was a really elderly couple that came, and they just had the same food as everybody else. But if we have stuff left over before we come home, we dish it out, we try and get rid of it all. And I gave them an extra pair, and they almost cried because they were like, we haven't had pears in ages and we really love pears, and it stuck with me. So.
So how long have you been in Nottingham?
Since birth, and I'm 41.
41, yeah.
Friday.
On Friday. What are you doing for your birthday? You doing anything?
I don't think you really want to know, but I'll probably do stuff, yeah.
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 Fair enough.
Yeah.
Have you got friends? Like, have you got like a community, like a friendship group?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course I have, yeah. Been in Meadows, I live in the Meadows at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Just got my flat from the hostel.
Yeah.
Which I was in the Albion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Did it take you a long time to get a flat? Is that a long process?
Took a year.
Took a year.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I suppose you got to know a lot of people who haven't got flats yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. Without that.
So a lot of families.
It's some.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some families.
So do you come every week?
I like to come every week.
Yeah.
How do you think this whole super run has impacted you?
It's needed, very needed. This super run, very needed.
Yeah.
I mean, since you've not been here, it's been terrible, really. It's
Yeah.
been. So I'm glad you've come back.
Do you find that people do sort of stop and give people food or whatever, or do you think?
People rely on you guys coming.
Yeah.
Once you start coming, and then when you don't come, people go home with no food.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that you do come.
Things that I found like quite crazy is that they've all got their own areas that they're not allowed in, and they've got to communicate when who's getting the food and like what time slot and like in what order, and they ended up being like a clash.
Everyone else was so lovely,
Yeah.
and like so polite and so just like
Yeah, they all said thank you.
thank
It's
you.
really nice.
And like one of them came round to our side and he was like, oh, I'm on the wrong side, and we were like, no, it's fine. Like.
So what stuck with me most was the Super Runner event, and how the negative stigma sort of detached itself, because I realised how human all these homeless people were, just from how friendly they were, how kind they were. You just learned new things about them. We even learned that one of the homeless people was actually an NTU student, so it made me and the team realise how it could have been any one of us. We also saw other charities giving out food, and the fact that the whole town was contributing towards the problem and not just the Super Runners. That really it sort of inspired me and was an eye-opener to the fact how we want to correct this problem and stop the fact from rising that 33 people sleep rough at night in Nottingham.